Welcome to the Festival of Storytellers.
I thank everybody that's involved with this process because we know writers need readers and writers need publishers.
Experience is not about the publisher, it is about us, the authors.
Good afternoon. I'm Mary Venable Vaughn, and I'm an author of 2 books. One book, the first book that I wrote, is called Members Class 102, which is I just revised the edition, and it's a book on the African Methodist Episcopal Church. Very interesting in how the church got started. And my second book is Stepping into Discipleship. Our Journey Begins. And this is what the front of the book looks like. Today I'm just going to talk about I have an organization, nonprofit organization that we are a resource for grandparents raising grandchildren the second time around, or family members. We have a support group that meets the 4th Tuesday of the month at 5 o'clock. If you would like to join us in February, we just had a meeting yesterday. So if you'd like to join us, well, not yesterday, day before yesterday. Hi, Naomi. If you'd like to join us, you can go to our website and register. The website is called communityfoi.org. That's communityfoi.org. And you can go on there and you can join the support group. And we meet the 4th Tuesday of the month at 5 o'clock. In February, we're going to have a tax expert come and talk about things that seniors can. Hi, Craig. How you doing? Things that seniors can take off on their taxes that they may not know about. So that's going to be really interesting. Also, we have a caregivers nomination form on there that you can go and nominate a caregiver, a family caregiver. Hi, Ella. And you can nominate a family caregiver. You just fill out the form and we will send them a Care Bear. and a nice note thanking them for the service that they do. It's free. Everything that's on our website is free. We just take donations. Um, we try to spread the word and give information to people that do not or may not know about the benefits that they have. And most grandparents don't because they're not in the system and they don't know nothing about the system. So that's why we have agencies to come to our meetings and present at our meetings so that the grandparents don't feel intimidated by having to go to the office. They can ask their questions and get their answers right then. Today also I have a jewelry making business. As you can see, my earrings, these are ones that I made, and also my cross is one that I made. It's called Charming Creation by MB.com. Charming Creation by MB.com. And all the proceeds from the sales on the website goes to the organization. I just love to make jewelry, and so I'm not in it for the profit. Thank you, JP. I'm not in it for the profit. I love making jewelry. I love crafts. So I do it to help to uh, help the organization, to help fund the organization. So anything you buy, you know that your money is going to help the organization. And that, again, the organization's webpage is community, FOI dot org. Community, FOI dot org. And there is a link to the store on the webpage, just in case. Okay, so we were talking at the last live live performance that I had. We were talking about the fruits of the spirit. So I'm going to read you from a, thank you, Cassandra. I'm going to read you from a book it's not a book, it's just a little paper that I wrote about the fruits of the spirit. See the little fruits on there? But it's very interesting, and it's something that I talk about in my book too, is the fruits of the spirit. But I wanted to talk to you about patience, because patience, it seems like it's, thank you. Patience is something that I think that people don't have anymore. They're always ready to jump and fight or jump and shoot, and they don't take the time to find out what's going on, or to just to relax for a minute. Nobody has to die every time you have an argument. But okay, I'm going to read you about patience. Lordy, 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 please give me the patience of Job. If you don't think patience plays a big part, thank you, Walter. If you don't think patience play a big part in our lives, you had better wake up and smell the coffee. Just imagine what would happen if we had no patience at the store when somebody bumps into us with their cart, or standing in line and the person in front of us is doing all sorts of dumb things to hold up the line. Hi, Bob. Uh, or driving your car and people are cutting in front of you, or putting on lipstick or reading a book and almost hits your car, what would you do? Road rage. And we have a lot of that. We have a lot of that. Road rage. People are getting killed every day from somebody that just can't hold their temper. Road rage, yeah. Hi, Thomas. How you doing? Thank you. I appreciate that. But look at them in the. But Let us look at people's rage. Just let someone think you are looking at them in the wrong way, and they wave at you, and you don't wave back. They will try to take your head off. Many people. Hi, Don. Many people have been killed or seriously injured because someone lost his or her temper over something that was so trivial. No patience. Yeah, people just are impatient. They can't wait on the Lord. And that's what I try to instill in them in my book. We serve a God that is very patient and long suffering. We live in the 21st century with the right now generation. I want it and I want it now. But we have to remember that we are not in charge. We may want it now, but when asking God to help us, our timetable is different than the Lord's. God works on a much different timetable than we do. And unless you learn to wait on the Lord to work things out for you, your life is going to be full of frustrating and troubled times. And that is so true. When trouble knocks on our door, the first thing we do is try to solve the problem by adding our 2 cents. Hi, Joyce. I will, uh, I will, well, they need to wait on the Lord. You know, if you got God in your life, then you don't have as much problem. You can develop patience. How you develop patience? Okay. We pray, we ask God to help us. We adjust the way we think. We wait on the Lord in peace. Be thankful. The Apostle Paul reminds us, now may the God of patience and comfort grant you to be like-minded toward one another, according to Jesus Christ. And that's Romans 15:5. We can thank him for his desires and willingness to give us the peace that passes all understanding, and for helping us rest in his perfect timing. That's what we have to do. We have to wait on the Lord, and we have to be patient. But then there's a difference in how we wait. How do we wait on the Lord? It is important how we wait. Is it with a good attitude, or do we wait with a bad attitude? Can people see the steam coming out of the top of your head? Or we look so mean that people are scared to talk to us? This is not patiently waiting. Patiently waiting is deciding that whatever you are waiting for is worth your time, and you wait calmly. Paul tells us in Ephesians 4:1 and 2, I urge you to live a life worthy of the calling you have received. Be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love. And that's the thing that I was talking about love the other day. You have to have love before you can have anything else. You can't have patience if you don't have love. You can't have peace if you don't have love. Love is the main thing. Sometimes God puts you in situations that will help you develop patience. Consider this example. I am married to a pastor, and I know that other preachers' wives will agree with me that if you don't have patience, you would uh, soon develop it. Hi, Cassandra. It should be the foundation because everything else comes from love. Okay, as a pastor's wife, you are waiting 75% of the time. For example, we go to the store, mall, or anywhere, and we see some friends or church members. I speak and ask how the family is doing, and then I am ready to go back to the mission at hand. But the pastor needs to know how everything in that person's life is going. How is their mother, father, grandparents, children, and even the dog is doing. Now, this is not a bad thing. It is a good thing that my husband cares about people. But when you have a limited amount of time that you have to get your household chores done, get back home, cook dinner before a meeting or a program, this can get on your last nerve and make you want to pull your hair out. You ask yourself this question: how can I get mad at someone who loves and cares so much about people? So what do? You learn how to wait and be happy in the wait. You will live longer and with less stress in your life. You develop patience. Okay, and being a pastor's wife for 20 some years, I learned to develop patience. You got to have patience with people. You know, you people come up and say crazy stuff to you, and you can't just fly off the handle. You have to be able to just accept it the way it is and be able to answer it in a calm and peaceful way. So that's what you have to learn to do. The other ways you can develop patience is some things are better said not. Sometimes you just don't need to say things. Sometimes you need to just keep it to yourself. Hold your peace and pray instead of opening up your mouth. And thank you. Thank you so much. Opening up your mouth and causing more confusion. Patience means remembering that uh, you things could be worse, but you're deliberately looking for the good. Grow in your faith. Grow deeper in your relationship with God. Patience means remembering that it could be worse. Patience expresses the positive when everything in you wants to point to out the negative. If deciding to overlook irritating, some irritating thing, and focusing on what Jesus would do, that's that's a way to develop patience. It's when you get in a situation, ask yourself, what would Jesus do? I did that for a long time. Instead of before I would even speak, I would ask myself, okay, what would Jesus do in this instant? You know, thank you. It's you just have to learn how to be patient, and to be a disciple of Jesus Christ. You have to have the patience of Job, because people will get on your last nerve. Yes, they will. I'm sure everybody can uh, can attest to that. Even your relatives, and they try to get on your nerve a lot more than anybody else. When I feel that my patience is running thin, I count to 10. I just sit there and smile at the people, and I'm counting to 10 in my head, and then I speak. That's I've learned how to do that too. You just sit there, and while they're talking, you just nod and be counting to 10 in your head, because if you open your mouth, you might say something that is not going to be pleasant. So you just count to 10, and maybe you need to count to 20, and wait until you have calmed down and that you can say something constructive to that person. Uh, Kindness is another part of the fruits of the Spirit that God wants us to. Yes, it is, JP. It's something that you have to develop. If you're impatient, it's something that you have to develop, and you have to be thinking of it all the time. Okay, I need to be patient. I need to be in prayer. So, oh, it will help us a lot in our spiritual journey, because you got to be patient. When people come up to you and say crazy stuff to you, then you have to be able to respond to them the way Jesus would respond. Asking yourself that question: what would Jesus do if someone came and asked him a crazy question? Or and if you don't want to respond, maybe you say, okay, let me look into that, and I'll get back with you. You be very diplomatic about how you do it. Uh, Patience is part of our spirit. What if we fly off the handle every time somebody says something to us? We wouldn't be very Christian like, and we wouldn't be very Christ like either. So we have to learn how, and you have to learn. You have to learn how to be patient. I remember I asked God to give me patience. That was the wrong thing to ask God for, because what I found out was that God gives you patience. He lets you learn patience through adversities. So he sends adversities your way so that you will learn how to be patient. And then after a while, I had to go back to God and tell him, okay, I got it. I got it. Okay, don't send no more adversities to my life. I understand what it is to be patient now. So you got to be careful what you ask for, because God don't work the same way we work. You think that you asked him for something and he just gonna give it to you. God wants you to learn it. And so the way you learn patience is through having troubles and adversities in your life. And we can do without that. So kindness is another virtue that you need to have as a Christian. it is so important that Paul called it a fruit of the Spirit. Kindness begins in the heart. We are not naturally kind to each other. Okay, Ezekiel 36:26 says, I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit in you. I will remove from you your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh. And I will put my spirit in you and move you to follow my decree and be careful to keep my laws. Yes, you do. Ella, that is true. You need to be patient to try to develop patience. You really do. But developing it is, yeah, just be careful what you ask for, because God will. He'll give you what you want. He'll give you what you need. He's not going to give you what you want. He'll give you what you need. So in my book, let me see. We were talking about the different loves. But you got to first love yourself. If you can't love yourself, how can you love anybody else? You got to you got to love yourself. That's all it is to it. Okay. You know, there is 3 types of love. There's agape love, which is the love that God has for us. And that's the first love that we have. And then I think I talked about that. Okay. It says, God asks that we love each other the same way he loves us. God gave us agape love because he knew we would not be able to love our neighbor as we do ourselves without the help of the Holy Spirit. In 1 Corinthians 13:3-7 says, if I give everything I own to the poor and even go to the stake to be burned as a martyr, but I don't love, I've gotten nowhere. So no matter what I say, what I believe, and what I do, I'm bankrupt without love. I I don't think I don't think I don't think it's possible to have infinite patience because we're human, and somebody's gonna push your button. You're gonna have one of those days that things are coming at you from left and right, and then somebody gonna put that last straw on, and you're gonna lose your patience for a minute. You might get it back, but you're gonna lose it for a minute. So I don't think we can have infinite patience. Well, my time is up. I've really enjoyed with all the messages and the people being concerned and talking with me. I hope that you have learned that patience is very important in our lives. Thank you.